My name is Alexa Hansen-Wagner, and I will be doing a presentation on how to help those who suffer with depression. So, what is the problem that is being addressed? Well, Utah has higher rates of adult depression than the national average. When looking at the rates of depression in the United States, about 19.3% of adults self-reported dealing with lifetime depression, while in Utah, 22.5% of adults reported dealing with lifetime depression. Its possible causes of increase could be social pressure and lack of help from the public. I personally have experienced depression from an outside point of view and from also dealing with it personally. Growing up, my best friend dealt with serious depression, but I did not understand the seriousness of it. I often thought it was some sort of sadness that she was going through, or that it could easily be fixed by taking her outside, and I would often get annoyed with her when her mood didn't change. Then I suffered with depression myself, and it completely changed my understanding of it. When I understood that it is something that you cannot control, I was much more sympathetic towards my friend, and I changed my behavior. As people who are surrounded by loved ones that suffer with depression, we first need to understand what it is. Depression is a serious mental illness that can cause fatigue, sadness, self-limiting attitude, neglect, disability, and guilt. We also need to understand that it is not the sufferer's fault. It can be caused by social pressures, such as politics or religion, which are both heavily present in the state of Utah. Social pressure can cause depression when morals and beliefs are not met. When this happens, self-esteem can be lowered, and it can make the person feel as though they do not have control over their life. To help your loved one through their depression, you need to first realize that they may be suffering from social pressure. When I conducted a study to see how many people have depression that is caused by social pressure, 69.2% of the 39 participants agreed that social pressure was at least a partial cause of their depression. As stated by mentalhealth.net, if you know that they are suffering from social pressure, try to help relieve some of it by talking to them about their fears and self-doubts. Just simply talking about it can relieve some of that pressure. As suggested by Melinda Smith, you can also help them understand that they are not alone by asking, "How can I best support you right now?" or saying things like, "You are not alone in this, I'm here for you. You may not believe it now, but the way you're feeling will change." Or, "I may not be able to understand exactly how you feel, but I care about you and want to help." You should also avoid saying things such as, "I can't do anything about your situation," or "just snap out of it," or "what's wrong with you," or "it's all in your head." You can also suggest getting help through therapy. Sometimes speaking to a person who they do not know personally can bring different perspectives. Trained professionals can also better suggest methods that will help the sufferers to specific needs. What you should take from this is that adult depression is a serious mental illness and not just a dip in emotions. It should be taken very seriously. If you have a loved one who is suffering with depression, do your best to educate yourself on what they are going through. And last but not least, help them. Often people who suffer with depression feel alone. You can help reverse this by showing them support and companionship. Depression is not something that can be fixed solely by the sufferer. It takes the community.